Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. BattleBots, Destruct-A-Thon. I don't know. Did not check out any shows this weekend. I'm getting to a weird thing with shows right now. I got to snap out of it. Ticket prices have just gotten so high for concerts that I'm struggling to get myself to pay. Let's see. For example, Duran came back around. I've seen them probably 8 times in my life. To pay $400 or $500 a ticket, so times 2, you're talking $800, $1,000 to see Duran for the 8th time. I'm struggling. It'll come around. I got a problem with the Stones next week also. As much as I want to keep seeing the Stones over and over, thinking it's the last time I'm going to see them, tickets are $800, $900 a ticket. If I'm going to bring a date or bring someone with me, it's a $2,000 night. It's a problem. But we'll address it in a different review, not in this one. So because concerts haven't been anything amazing coming or things that I want to spend on, I have been focusing a little bit on going to local shows. Some I'm reviewing, some I'm not. Really depends on the show. This one was interesting. This is BattleBots. I'm sure you've seen it on TV over the years. It's this battle competition between teams that have these robots that they build from scratch, and they fight basically until one can't fight any longer. I think it started on Comedy Central, ended up on Discovery. It's been around. It's been around for a while. It's always interesting. Nothing I'm dying to see, but I always found it interesting. About a year ago, they built this like big indoor tent. It's indoor. I want to be clear about that. It's like one of those tent things that are like a structure more than a tent. And it's behind the old Bally's, which is now Binion's. It's owned by Caesars. It's called the Caesars Entertainment or Space or something like that. And they started running these BattleBot live shows, which is different, I believe. And I'm not, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It's not the same as the show. It's more of a showcase of the robots. In the show, you have teams of the builders, and they're the ones that drive the robots and battle the actual robots. This is more of a showcase. They bring out some of the more famous robots. The ones I'm going to remember off the top of my head. Kraken was one. Mammoth was one, Nightmare, I think Overkill, Tazbot, Whiplash. I'm trying to remember Witch Doctor. So I'm trying to remember these names. There were 5 fights, 5 battles. One of them I think was kind of BS. They brought out this slot machine robot. I forgot against which robot, and it just ripped it to shreds in 10 seconds. And I think that was by design. I think that was just a little funny way for everybody that's losing at the slot machines. But they are real fights. I don't think they're staged. They have 2 guys who are controlling each robot for all 5 fights. So it's the same drivers or whatever you want to call them, controllers. And they have these teams, and they really try. You know what? They do a really good job on production. They have hosts. They're very entertaining. One guy, I think his name is Bill Dwyer. He was around in the old Comedy Central days when it was live on there. I think he was an old stand-up comic. There was another guy from Australia. I don't remember his name. They keep the crowd going. They actually do a pretty good job. They have actors that are kind of playing the role of the team owners for that team, and they come out, and it really feels like a WWE, WWF. Yeah, we're going to kick your ass, and we're going to kick your ass. Well, if you lose, you're going to have to do this in front of the crowd. But they do a good job. It's a little cheesy, some of it, but ultimately the production is pretty smooth, and it's pretty clean, and it's great family entertainment for Vegas, which lacks, in my opinion, more family entertainment. That's really what it was. So let me get into pricing, because I've been avoiding it. I just never even looked at pricing, to be honest with you. I just figured it's Vegas. It's probably a little pricey. But I was lucky enough. I got some tickets comped, so it was no question. I always wanted to go. I just didn't want to pay for it. Now that I've seen it, I can give kind of my opinion on if it's worth the money. Standard tickets are $62, premiums are $93, and VIP seats are $128. That's before fees, so a standard ticket's probably $75. They're kind of general admission seats. They're on one side. You go into this big tent, and they have these. It's like a big glass greenhouse almost. You have to keep those robots inside of there because shrapnel's flowing all over the place, and there's fire. So they got to protect the crowd. That's fine. They do a really good job with the graphics and the lighting, and the lights go down, and the lights in the greenhouse open up. And, they got the crowd, chanting, fight, fight, fight. And they do a great job on the intros. All of it was done really well. I was actually really surprised. It's a very enjoyable, probably lasted an hour and a half. We went to the 2:30 show, and we were out of there by 4. So They do a great show. I'm trying to think. I think this is excellent for kids. I do. I think if you got kids in Vegas and you want to do something with them and you want to get them out of the casino, this is something, I don't know if you can do this anywhere else in the world. I mean, you really feel like you're seeing something interesting and seeing something special that you don't get a chance to see all the time. And even though it's not the real competition, it's a really good showcase. It does make you feel like there's competition going on. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much. It's just a great hour and a half. It's super comfortable in there. It's nice and cool. You're in this dark tent, and it's you just sit back and enjoy the show. And like I said, it's not staged because they're actually battling. Maybe little elements of it are staged, but excuse me, it's pretty enjoyable. I don't. There's really not much to say other than you'll see the videos that I'm posting. It's exactly what you think it is. And you can like walk to the end of the bleachers and look down, and you can see the workshops they have down there where they build the bots and fix the bots. They do a good job. It was a really well-made production. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's really good. If I had kids and I was in Vegas and I really was searching for something to do with them that wasn't circus, this is great. This is really great, and you're kind of contained. There's a refreshment stand there, and there's a merch thing, and you can actually buy. I saw the cheapest ones were like $10. It's $10 souvenir for a kid. It's a little bolt or a little screw or a piece of metal that came off of an older bot that was destroyed. It's fun. They do a good job, man. I keep saying it, but I mean it. It's a really well-made show. There's not much more to say. What you see is what you get, and what you get is pretty good. It's right off the strip. It's a perfect little show, especially for kids, even as adults. If you get off on the technology of it and you really enjoy the robotics part of it, or just looking for something different that you can't do. That's what I always say. Vegas has so many things that I feel like you cannot do anywhere else in the world, and this definitely goes on that list. Yeah, that's my review. If you have any questions or comments, if you see it, let me know what you thought. Everybody there seemed pretty happy. I think everybody was really happy with the production. It's a good show. Thanks for listening, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.